It started when I was 13. I was fighting with my family all the time. I had started homeschooling and was losing all my friends, one by one. I felt hopeless. The only way I felt I could cope was by cutting myself. What I'm doing is wrong. I'm a terrible person. I'm a complete failure, a total loser. Hi, I'm Dr. Asatar Mayer from Meditation 2.0. In this video, I'm going to talk about why do you hate yourself and how to start loving yourself instead. So maybe you've received a lot of negative messages in your life. Maybe you've been told that you're bad, that you're worthless, that you're selfish. It goes on and on. There are so many negative messages that we're exposed to, often from people who are well-meaning. Often that's people in our own family. These messages sometimes start at childhood and continue throughout our lives. And it gets to the point where it's just so covered up and repressed that you want to hurt yourself just to feel something. It gives a kind of a perverse comfort. Right? You know you're still alive when you feel pain. But like most bad things, there's something good that is at the root of it. All right? The reason is that you know on some level that your potential is unlimited. And you look at your life and what you've been able to accomplish, and you just feel disgusted. Right? You're painfully aware of your flaws, your limitations, your mistakes, the compromises that you've made, the times that you've disappointed yourself or others. But what you don't have, what you don't see, is your inner greatness. You don't see the truth of your own being. You don't see the unlimited, perfect being that you really are. That's the truth of you, but it's covered up. You've lost touch with it. All right, so let's just get clear on one thing. The feeling of self-loathing, inadequacy, it has nothing to do with what you've actually been able to accomplish or not accomplish in your life. Right? Those are external things. Well, this is the reason why very accomplished people like John, we heard from at the beginning, often feel tremendous self-loathing. You could look at what they've achieved and say, well, that's not warranted. But the truth is, it's not about what you've actually done externally. This feeling comes from inside you, and that means it's best addressed by looking within. So to start loving yourself, you can forget about trying to achieve more, right? Now, you should try to achieve your goals, of course, right? I'm not going to tell you that goals aren't important. They are. But you shouldn't do it because you think it's going to fundamentally change who you are, right? You should do it because those are your desires and you deserve to accomplish them, right? The process of accomplishing things is very important for knowing who you are and developing yourself. Just don't think that accomplishing more is going to take away your self-loathing. It won't, right? What you need for that is a new paradigm. You need a new understanding of who you are. You need to uncover who you really are, right? Underneath all of the limitations and the compromises and the stuff you haven't done, the disappointments, all of that stuff, underneath all of that stuff is you, right? All of those things are not really you. You need to know who you really are. Now you may be saying, oh, is that all? I just need to completely change everything about how I see things? Why not wish for the sun, the moon, and the stars, right? Let me tell you, there is a time-honored way of completely revolutionizing your paradigm, your understanding of yourself, the universe, and everything else, right? And that way is meditation. So meditation does a lot of stuff for you. It rewires your brain. It works with neuroplasticity. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It takes away stress. I mean, it does an incredible number of things. So it's a real win on a multitasking level. But right now, I'm just talking about how does it affect your attitude and your sense of who you are? Now, this is the kind of thing that requires consistent, regular effort. Daily effort would be the best, right? If you want to change your view of yourself and of the world, I'm not going to tell you that's going to be easy, right? Anyone who says that's easy is not telling you the truth, right? The amazing thing is that it can be done at all. And it can actually be done, believe it or not, in a relatively short amount of time. I'm not talking 5 minutes amount of time here, right? Maybe more like 5 months. Maybe it's 5 weeks if you work really hard at it. But still, when you're in a lot of pain, that seems like a huge amount of time, right? Of course, in the grand scheme of things, it's not. We all go through so much change in life. But this is what meditation is about on a personal growth level. All right, so there's lots of different kinds of meditation. Some of them are much more passive. They're more about going with the flow and just being. That is a very slow way of doing this, right? The more rapid way is to really dig deep within yourself, to embrace all of yourself, right? Even the parts that you don't like. I mean, in fact, it's the parts that you don't like, that's the highest value target within you that there is, right? To do that, you need a very strong, deep, rhythmic breath, right? If your breath is shallow and weak, unfortunately, as it normally is, that's not going to help you very much. You need a lot of energy to stir the pot within yourself and to really bring change. So you can't space out, you can't think that meditation is just going to be about bliss and, rainbows and chocolate and whatever. It's not. You're going to have to really get into your hopes, your fears, your desires, your disappointment. You're going to have to really go into that deeply and explore it. That's the way to make rapid progress here. So if this sounds like a pretty tall order to you, it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a very tall order. But here's the thing. Meditation is not going to make your life easier, right? It's going to make your life better. That's important. Meditation is going to make your life better. Think of how much more you'll get done. Think of how much better able to express who you really are that you'll be when you're not dragging around your inner critic or your spoiled inner child or your demons, your nemesis, whatever name you want to call that part of you that's always trying to drag you down, always trying to destroy you, always telling you you're not good enough. What if you were in better touch with that inner knowingness that says, good enough, I am all that there is? So how do you actually do all this stuff? Well, you need some time and you need some space. You need to set aside some time, preferably each day, where you get still and you breathe. Now, breathing is an art form. You have to really learn how to do it, right? You're going to want to breathe deeply into your belly and then up into your chest, filling yourself with the vital essence of your breath, feeling that nourishing you, replenishing you, feeling that the essence of breath itself is love. Eventually, you'll learn that love is something that comes from inside you. It's not something that you're given by people if you're good or if you do the right thing. It's what you're made of, right? Love is what you are. It's who you are. When you understand the truth of that, when you feel the truth of that, your self-loathing will fall away. As Lindsay says, I've learned how to cope without cutting by doing yoga, just sitting and breathing, talking it out with my friends, and most of all, by realizing life isn't always going to be so bad. As the proverb says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step today. And if I can help, I would love to. Take a look at my website, meditation2.0.com, to get a lot more resources about starting out with meditation. Thank you for watching.